Hello, 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 beautiful people. How are you today? Today, I am back in my Relax and Raunchy Relationship podcast room with a special guest, Jacqui Minor. Jacqui is the owner and principal lawyer of Minor's Family Law. It is a law firm located in the inner west of Sydney, specializing in family law matters. Well, as we're in the uh, decade of COVID lockdown. And from what I heard, that family lawyers, businesses are booming in this era, right? 2020, 2021. That's why I invited Jacqui to be my special guest today. So Jacqui has practiced exclusively in the area of family law for over a decade and is very passionate about helping clients through what can be a very difficult time in their lives. Her firm provides legal advice in all areas of family law, including divorce, property and parenting matters, spouse maintenance, and child support. Jacqui and her team pride themselves on taking a practical, logical, and compassionate approach. I love this, compassionate, it's so important, to reach a resolution as efficiently and cost effectively as possible. Welcome, Jacqui.
Thank you very much for having me, Ingrid, and it's lovely to see you as always.
Yes.
For those of you who don't know and have not had the pleasure of meeting her yet, this is Ingrid Galloway. She's the founder, a relationship coach, and chief relaxation officer of KAHYANGAN, which means heaven. She has been a relationship coach for 12 years and a spa therapist for 22 years. She practices from KAHYANGAN in Sydney and from clients' homes, offices, and hotel rooms, as well as online and from retreat locations, which is lovely. Her work is always focused on stress, relaxation, relationships, and she's always ready to look after loving and not so loving couples, as well as broken and lonely-hearted singles. She does one-on-one coaching sessions, group workshops, virtual retreats, and in-person retreats. It's so nice to be talking to you today, Ingrid.
Yes, as always. Now, first question for you, Jacqui. What is your why? I'm always interested to find my guest why.
Yeah, look, the reason I do what I do is because firstly, I started law based on a desire to problem solve and fix things and generate options and things like that. But the reason I chose family law was because I never wanted to be someone who just dealt with paperwork. I wanted to be involved with people, interact with people, and have connections with people. Family law also helps me to, I have that genuine desire to help people, and it helps me to be able to do that and to help people get through what is a really stressful time in their lives.
Yes, yes, very important. Oh, a lot of people need your help right now.
Yeah, it's so hard. Lots of people are stuck in the same household and, can't separate from that situation, and they need that help. And that's what I love to do.
Yeah, great. Well, thank you for sharing that with us.
And why do you do what you do, Ingrid?
Well, I came from Indonesia by the tender age of 21 to get married to my husband, or ex-husband rather. And after 10 years of marriage, I left after 3 attempts simply because it became an abusive relationship from early on in the marriage. I thought that I was going to be married once, for a lifetime, but that's just not ending up to be that way. But I was really glad to take that decision simply because then I rediscovered who Ingrid was. And through my self-healing journey, I connected with a couple of therapists, went back to study counseling and life coaching, and went to several self-development seminars to help myself really. And by doing that, I knew that I would be a coach and my niche would be in relationship, because I am truly, passionate and compassionate to help others in similar sort of predicament.
Yeah.
So there is hope now. I am happily married for 13 years with 2 kids to a very loving husband. So there is hope, people. If you are broken right now, there is hope.
Yeah, there is a rainbow at the end of the, what's the saying? There's a rainbow at the end of the, oh, I don't know, something like that. There's a pot of gold at the end of that rainbow.
There is light at the end of the long and dark tunnel.
That's it.
So Jacqui, if I can ask you about 3 tips, I always ask my guests about 3 tips because they have a bunch of wisdom and knowledge that I always, excited to learn about and from. So what are the 3 tips on navigating domestic violence?
Yeah, this unfortunately is a topic that is of abundance in our society at the moment, unfortunately. So it's a topic that is raised many times by my clients to me. Look, I'll give you 3 tips, but this is by no means, there are plenty of options available these days. So these are just some 3 quick tips just to help people in these situations. So the first is to get support, okay? And I say that I know it's difficult for people to reach out and people to talk about their circumstances when they're in these situations, but it really is important for yourself, your own mental health, your children, if you're caring for children, to try and reach out and get that help, whether it be family, friends, counsellors, whoever it is that you feel you can trust, to reach out and get that help to get you through this. A second tip is, and I know people are very hesitant to do this, but to contact the police, okay? If you're feeling at risk, if you're feeling fearful, intimidated, harassed, threatened, any of those things, don't be afraid to call the police. Speak to a domestic violence liaison officer. They're the people who are closely involved with these circumstances and know the situations and can most adequately help you. Okay, there's one at most police stations. Okay.
Yes. I think for a lot of people, they're simply hesitant to call the police. Like, do I really want my partner to be charged immediately? Will that be a backlash for me later on?
That's right. Yeah, that's right. That's what goes through people's heads. But ultimately, you have to keep yourself safe and your children safe. So keep that in the forefront of your mind when you're making these decisions. The other thing, and this is from a legal point of view, not everybody wants to, thinks about things from this perspective, but from a legal point of view, to assist you in the future, it's always helpful to have some evidence about these situations. So contacting the police if you're in these situations, speaking to a counsellor, gives us that information we need if you need it in the future. Okay, it's not about creating a strategy to bring somebody down or anything. It's protecting you and your interests. Okay.
So can I ask you a question? Say if you go to a counselor or a coach, when later on the family lawyer asks for a proof, some sort of proof. So does the session note need to be available to the family lawyer?
That's right. So session notes, reports from that person, gives a history, and it's a contemporaneous history. So it's things that occurred at the time. It's not something that someone is now going to a counsellor and saying, all right, this is what's happened 3 years ago. It's going to a counsellor at the time that you need it, and seeking that assistance. So that's the sort of thing that would be in those reports, telling us your history. Of what you've been through.
Right.
So that can be important. And I know those things are difficult, but it's for your benefit that's one of those tips. The last one is, a lot of people in these situations are hesitant to see a family lawyer. A lot of people can, I've heard a lot of people say this, and I've seen it on, Facebook forums and things, that they're concerned that if they see a family lawyer, it's going to exacerbate the problem, or it's going to cause more problems, and the lawyer's just going to take money, and it's all of these issues. But what I aim to do as a family lawyer is to arm people with enough information so that they can confidently go forward and take steps that are in their best interests. So it's not necessarily the case that if you came to see a family lawyer, you came to see me, that I would be, getting into an argument with the other party and getting this matter litigated. It's not about that. It's about making sure that you've got the information for yourself to start off with. And then if you need assistance, I would guide you through that process. So not all lawyers are the same, and it's certainly not the case that we're all about litigating and going to court. So don't be afraid to get at least some initial advice from a family lawyer so that they can help you navigate that process.
Very wise, because that's the fear that a lot of people have. It's like, oh, lawyer, just the word lawyer means money. Oh my God, how much money do I have to have in the bank to engage with a family lawyer, right? So that's the fear.
That's right. And it's not necessary, like a cost isn't necessarily going to come about until later in your process. Like there's those initial consultations, which either don't cost anything or cost only a small amount, can help you a lot. So just even getting that initial information can be very helpful.
Yeah, because you don't know what you don't know, and an expert can tell you exactly what you need to know.
Exactly, it's a knowledge is power thing. If you are armed with that information, you'll find you'll be a lot more confident to take any steps that you need to take.
Fabulous. Oh, very wise tips.
Yeah. And can you give me some tips about relationships?
Yeah, because you've been talking about domestic violence, I thought today I will give 3 tips to heal yourself after letting go of a domestic violence relationship.
That's great.
So number 1, as you said before, build your own support system. So I really believe in this. You are feeling vulnerable as the victim, you need that extra support from other people. So please reach out. Don't feel, guilty. Don't feel shameful of asking for support from family, friends, men or women, depending on your gender, in a similar sort of predicament, mediator, family lawyer, divorce coach, because you don't know what you don't know. And you need to be able to go through these difficult times feeling supported and not alone. So that's tip number 1. Tip number 2 is love yourself. Your confidence level may be at the lowest point at this moment. Say, for example, after I had my divorce, or in the process of divorcing my husband, my mom was disappointed that I let go of the abusive marriage and said, Ingrid, you lost everything. So I lost my house, my apartment, my furniture. I lost everything material. But then I gained me. And that, to me, that is the most important ingredient of them all.
That's right.
So please be consistent in giving love to yourself. So I'll give you some example. Go to nature to ground yourself. It's amazing. Nature is free. Go to the beach, go to the forest, whatever is closest to you, and connect with nature, because it gives that sort of energy, very grounding, very healing energy. And then you can write and recite positive affirmations that will boost your confidence, such as, I love myself because I am worthy. I feel blessed because I no longer allow bad relationship to rule my life, right? And then you can do simple things like have a shower, because when you're feeling depressed, you tend to forego this, simple, the most basic things, such as having a shower.
Yes.
Brush your hair, put some makeup on, just to make you look good, and therefore you feel good about yourself. So that's tip number 2, love yourself. Tip number 3, challenge yourself by connecting with your source of inspiration and higher coach. So doing these, tapping into your source of inspiration and a higher coach or professional, will take you out of your victim mode and flip the switch to a brighter future. Yes, it's important to release your anger, your other emotions from the tough relationship you just had. But tell me, who wants to be near this emotional energy all the time? Nobody. right? Initially, your family and friends may be there for you, when you cry all the time at no end. But then after a while, they will feel tired.
Yeah.
At some point, better sooner than later, especially if you want to attract a new loving partner in your life one day, right? You need to get out of the victim mode and let your beautiful self shine brighter again with
Yeah.
professional help.
Yeah.
Changing your mindset, changing your paradigm is crucial to your own growth. And a lot of the times we need special help, and that's okay. There's no shame and guilt in that.
Yeah.
Those are my 3 tips.
Yeah, it's a lot about self-focus and self-love, isn't it? Like
Yes.
the most rewarding thing that I see is people coming out the other end of of a separation, of a divorce, being much more confident, much more powerful, and seeing that they have a bright future ahead of them. So
yes, yes, very important. There is hope, as I said before. There is hope, people.
Yes.
Well, people, we come to the fun part of the podcast, guessing the true and false statement. Jacqui gave me 2 statements. Number 1, Jacqui swam with 15 sharks in the ocean without a shark cage. Jesus, very brave. Number 2, Jacqui went bungee jumping in Christchurch, but not once, but twice. Also very brave. Oh, wow. Who would have thought that Jacqui is quite an adrenaline junkie by the sound of the statements? Which one? I will choose number 1 because it's like more daring. Is number 1 correct, Jacqui?
You would be right. You would be
Wow.
right. Yeah, I can tell you now that I would never go bungee jumping. The thought of that string around my ankles or around or wherever it goes, and it just not holding there would be.
I did it twice.
Oh my God. Yeah, no, so yes, I did. Look, I did make it sound a little scarier than it was. When I went to Tahiti with my husband, we went swimming in the ocean with all the black tip reef sharks. So there was so many around. My husband was very proud of me because I was not worried about them. Look, I was told not to worry about them, so I didn't.
Those are the gentle kinds, eh?
They're gentle kind. Yes, exactly. Could have been worse. But yeah, that was my little adventure.
Right, not the white sharks, the hungry kinds with
there was
plenty
no
of
sharks or great white sharks or anything like that. I'm pretty sure I wouldn't have taken up the option if they were there, if they were fishing around. Now, you've also given me 2 scenarios. So one was that you have massaged Hugh Jackman in a 5-star hotel day spa. The second was that you have massaged a donkey in a 5-star hotel day spa. Now, I do know a little bit about you, so it could be either. But I'm going to go with number 1. But in saying that, I do know you have dealt with celebrities, and we all know celebrities can have unusual pets, things like that, and hotels kind of cater for them. So I wouldn't be surprised if it's number 2, but I'll go for number 1.
So the answer will be incorrect.
Oh no! See, I told you that there's a possibility that it'd be number 2. Oh my gosh! What is the story?
I wish I massaged Hugh Jackman, however, because he is such a catch for the eye. Like I love him, not because he's the most handsomest man on earth, no, but because he has soul. He has such a good heart, and that's to me that's what most attractive element to him.
Yes.
Right. And he's a pretty good singer. He's a damn good singer. So I like that.
You have a little crush there.
But number 2, yes, number 2. One time in one 5-star hotel day spa, my manager said, "Oh, Ingrid, tomorrow you will massage a VIP." I said, "Okay, cool, not a problem. What's their name?" Just so I can prepare myself for it, And she said, "Don." donkey. I said, oh, okay, yeah, no worries. I go on Google, I search donkey, and then here comes the images of plenty of donkeys, the animal, all over Google. And I thought, bloody hell, I don't want donkeys, the animal. I want a person named Donkey. And apparently it's an alias name, celebrities always do this, they have a alias name, checking in the hotel. Apparently it was Pearl Jam, frontman Eddie Vedder.
Oh, so you
it
tricked
was lovely.
me.
Yes.
You tricked me with that one.
And my husband said, oh, you massage who? Eddie Vedder from Pearl Jam? It's like, where is your hand? Okay.
Never wash it. Never wash it.
Yeah. I don't like, I don't know this person. So it doesn't, it's not a big deal, but to my husband, because he liked Pearl Jam, it was a big deal. So there you go. Not quite a donkey, it's just donkey.
Yeah. Very good. You got me there.
So, Jacqui, last question for you. What do you do to either relax or add raunchiness into a relationship?
Okay, I think time for yourself and time with yourself and your partner. If you've got kids, time with yourself and your partner alone is really, really important.
Oh, yes. Precious time.
It really is. It really is. And also, I think, really embracing that inner child with your partner and having fun, laughing together. Like, that's what I love to do. And that's what I think helps our relationship. So that would be that would be my favorite way to relax.
That's great. That's great. Having fun, giggle together is so important, isn't it?
So good. It brings back, what you always like at the start, and having that, like releasing that inner child is going back to having fun and not having any worries or adult problems. And it just, it really releases that stress.
Yes. In fact, inner child is one of the theme for my women's circle. So maybe one day you can join my women's circle, and different women's circle night, we have different theme, and one night theme inner child, and we had lots of fun just releasing that inner child, that fun, because we are conditioned to be professional, to look good, to act, like to be polite or whatnot. But what about, being silly for a change, So you tend to forget that as an adult, especially when you become a parent, so much responsibilities, they're responsible for this person, that person, this thing, that thing, earn money, etc. It's fun.
Well, I think with stressful jobs, with kids, if you don't give some, don't let that little inner child out, that you just can't get by. You need to give them a big role in your life, I think.
Yes, definitely. Well, thank you so much, Jacqui, for joining my podcast today. And if people would like to ask for more advice or more tips from you, how can they connect with you?
Yeah, so you can either come to the website, which is www.minersfamilylaw.com.au, or give us a call on 85919702. If you'd like to email me directly, you can do it at jminors, that's MINORS, at minersfamilylaw.com.au.
Wonderful. Thank you so much for that. And people, if you would like to have a chat with me, to ask for a half an hour free consultation, you can do that by going to my website, www.kahyangan.com.au. That's KAHYANGAN.com.au. And if you like this podcast, please go to my YouTube and like and subscribe. Ingrid Galloway. So thank you so much, Jacqui, again for coming to my podcast. I had plenty of fun, and I wish you all the best.
Thank you so much for having me. It was lovely talking to you. We'll speak soon.
Okay, bye.
Thanks. Bye.